Welcome back, Your Honor.
Well, thank you.
DVs.
All right, good morning. I'm Commissioner Parker. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for January 26, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples by the Sheriff's Office that were made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the first day of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar as well. All right, folks, when you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's in the center of the courtroom in here. At the end of your hearing, you are going to be receiving some documents that's going to contain everything we go over in here, which will include your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions. For those of you who will be out of custody prior to your next court date, I do recommend contacting the court in advance of that date so you can verify your hearing details. You can also check to see if there are other ways of appearing, since some of the courts are still allowing for virtual appearances for some hearing types. Please keep in mind you do have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding. We're going to begin today with Leandra Duncan. After that, it's going to be Sean Russell.
Sean Russell.
Ms. Duncan, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
Leandra Duncan, 6182.
All right, thank you. So you've got 3 separate cases here today. I'll go ahead and start with the new matter that just came in. This is for a new case out of Superior Court. So in that matter, the charges submitted are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. In that matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed, and the court dates you have at this time are a status conference January 30 at 8:30 a.m., evidentiary hearing January 31 at 1:30 p.m., and a preliminary hearing February 4 at 8:30. Those are all going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I do show you are currently on felony release in at least one other matter, and that is going to be CR 2024-147945. We're going to go over that matter here today, too, since it's also on the calendar. But because you were on felony release at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause was found in this matter, you are required at this time to be held without bond in the new case. So you're not eligible for release in this matter. And that's why we set that evidentiary hearing. That's the court date you have on January 31. That's the court date I'm required to set here today in order to allow the court to review those release conditions. Now, your other 2 cases here are your other 2 matters that you have pending in Maricopa County Superior Court. The one is the open felony case. The other one is your probation matter, and those are here because a bench warrant was issued for failure to appear at a sentencing and disposition hearing. So in each one of those matters, you now have a status conference set on January 31 at 8:30, and that's still going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. One is a $1,000 cash-only appearance bond. The other is a $500 cash-only appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding any of these 3 matters that I've just gone over here?
No.
All right, go ahead and step to your left. You can go ahead and have a seat at this time. That's Sean Russell, and after that, Jessica Baroka. All right, sir, you can state your full name and date of birth.
Sean Russell, 11/13/69.
All right, thank you, sir. So you have 2 cases here today that we need to review. The first one I'll start with is the new matter that just came in. So this is for a new charge out of Superior Court. It's for 1 count of criminal trespass in the 1st degree, which is a Class 6 felony. So in that case, the public defender has been appointed. The court dates you have are a status conference January 30 at 8:30 a.m., evidentiary hearing January 31 at 1:30 p.m., and a preliminary hearing February 4 at 8:30. Those are all going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I do show you are also on felony release in another case. That's in the other matter that we have here on the calendar today that we're about to go over. That's CR 2024-144091. Since you were on felony release at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause was found here, you are required pursuant to Arizona law to be held without bond at this time. That means you're not eligible for release for the new charge that came in. And again, that is why we set those evidentiary hearings. That's the court date I'm required to set today pursuant to rule in order to allow the court to review that specific release conditions, the non-bailable status. Your second case you have is going to be that open felony matter. It's here because a bench warrant was issued for failure to appear back in September. So in that case, you now have a status conference January 31, preliminary hearing February 4, so same court dates as the first matter. And in that matter, there is a $500 secured appearance bond. You'll get paperwork on both cases. It's going to have all that information I went over, but do you have any questions regarding anything I just went through? All right, sir, if you want to go and step over to your left, you can go ahead and have a seat at this time. Thank you. All right, Jessica Baroka and Rory Lang up after that. Hi, ma'am. Full name and date of birth.
Jessica Borges, 8793.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This was alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. In this matter, the Office of Public Defense Services has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set January 30 at 8:30 a.m., evidentiary hearing January 31 at 1:30 p.m., and a preliminary hearing February 4 at 8:30. Those are all going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In your matter, I show you are also on felony release. That case is not on the calendar today, but it's CR 2024-000223. Because you're on felony release at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause was found in this matter, you are required at this time to be held without bond, so you're not eligible for release. And that is why we set that evidentiary hearing January 31. That's the court date I'm required to set in order to allow the court to review that non-bondable status. Any questions regarding that?
As far as like the one that I have right now.
As far as what?
What I got arrested for.
Okay.
I was trying to see what I can do about that because they didn't find anything on me.
You've been appointed an attorney to represent you, so that's the appropriate person to discuss any defenses you believe apply. I'll let you know I did find probable cause based on what was submitted to the court today. We do get a Form 4 with a probable cause statement, which is what the court relies on to determine probable cause.
Okay, and then I'm not really available for release because why?
Because you are on felony release in another matter in which you are charged with possession of narcotic drugs as well. Looks like, I believe, if I'm recalling correctly, you were in suspended prosecution. You're not anymore. They're reinstating the prosecution in that. But whether you're in suspended prosecution or not, you had an open felony case. That one is an open felony case for all purposes. So you are now required under Arizona law to be held without bond because you allegedly committed a new offense while being on felony release.
Were there like video footage submitted?
You can certainly speak with your attorney about all the evidence in this case. I've already let you know that the court did find probable cause on this matter, so that is how we're proceeding today. But you, of course, can speak with your attorney about any defenses you believe apply, and they can also review with you any evidence that the state presents in this matter.
And I'm not able to do like...
You are unable to do anything other than be held without bond today.
So I'm here until my court date?
Your next court date, your next court date is going to be that court date on January 30th, and you would be here until that time. Okay? If you want to step over, you can go and pick up that, or I just think you might already have your paperwork, but if you want to go ahead and have a seat. All right, so we have Rory Lang and Thomas Miles up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Hi, Your Honor.
Your full name and your date of birth.
Rory Lang, 11/16/1954.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. Are you having any difficulty hearing me?
A little bit.
All right. Would it help to have the headphones that we have to increase that? Okay.
On. The volume buttons are right there.
All right, is that any better? Is that better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so sir, you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges that have been submitted here today is 1 count of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That's a Class 3 felony. 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony. 1 count of disorderly conduct involving a weapon, a Class 6 felony, and 2 counts of threatening, intimidating. Those are both Class 1 misdemeanors. In this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. Your court dates at this time are a status conference January 31, preliminary hearing February 4, both at 8:30, and that will take place at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I recognize your criminal history, at least, is fairly dated, but I also do have to weigh that against the very serious nature of the charges that you are here for today, your unwillingness to comply with law enforcement after they did arrive on the scene. It is for that reason you do have a bond. That's a $75,000 secured appearance bond. $75,000, and that's a secured appearance bond. If you do post bond and are released from custody, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You'd also have electronic monitoring added as part of those release conditions. That is being put in place because you have orders here that you are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness involved in this matter. You are not to possess any weapons, That includes on your vehicle, on your person, or in your residence. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol. You do need to find an alternate residence and provide proof of that to pretrial services. You're also ordered to obey the terms of any order of protection if one is issued in your matter. And I will also warn you that a violation of a no victim contact order in a criminal release order could constitute aggravated harassment. That is a Class 6 felony. If you come in on a new felony offense while being on felony release, you would be non-bailable at that point. Do you have any questions regarding this information?
Well, my address is the same address as my girlfriend.
You're not permitted to return there.
That's my home. I bought it.
You are not permitted to return there.
I can't go
You
there
have
at
a
all.
court order saying you cannot return to that
So
address.
what do I do?
You would have to find an alternate residence.
Wow. I don't know why I'm being charged all these charges, because don't
You've
think
been
I'm...
appointed an attorney to represent you. You can certainly speak with that. I will let you know I found that there was ample probable cause to support each of the charges that I went over with you. All right, any other questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and have a seat at this time. Thank you, sir.
Do I
Leave the headphones on.
get released?
You have a $75,000 secured appearance bond. That is the amount that you would have to post in order to be released.
Wow.
And then if you do get released, you have the electronic monitoring that'll be installed prior to your release.
I don't have 75,000.
Then you would remain in custody. You'd be transported to that next court date. Here, take out the headphones before you go over. Thank you, sir. All right, Thomas Miles and Jacob Glasscock is up after that. Hi, Mr. Miles. Go and state your full name and date of birth, sir.
Thomas Miles, 92976.
Thank you, sir. So you've got two separate cases here today. They're both warrants that were issued, but out of two separate courts. So I'll start with the matter that you have. This one's out of the Pima County Superior Court, so it's an out-of-county warrant.
Right.
So in that matter, you've got an arraignment hearing currently set on January 29 at 8:30 a.m. That would be at the, looks like they have that at the Pima Justice Court at this time. Is that correct? It should be the Pima County Superior Court, right? We'll double check that, and I'll make sure we have the correct information in your paperwork for that hearing for the location, okay? All right. So in this matter, though, they do have a bond in your warrant. That's a $7,500 secured appearance bond. So we have affirmed the bond in their warrant, okay? So that is the amount you'd have to post for this matter, okay? Now, I did give you that court date that you have coming up in this case because you have a Maricopa County case as well. It's entirely possible that that court date could change. They might have you attend your Maricopa County case before they do anything with the Pima case.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I just want to give you a heads up in case it does, okay? So in your next matter here, this is the warrant that was issued. That's going to be out of the Maricopa County Superior Court, and this is for a direct complaint that was filed. It alleges 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree. That's a Class 4 felony. 1 count of false reporting to law enforcement, a Class 1 misdemeanor. And that has a date of offense of October 30 of 2022. So in that matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. Your court dates at the Maricopa County Superior Court are going to be a status conference January 31 with a preliminary hearing February 4, both at 8:30. And that'll be at the Superior Court. Again, the address will be provided in your paperwork. And that matter has a $5,000 secured appearance bond. So it's $12,500 for both matters. Okay? You
So
will
that's what-
receive, go ahead.
That's what I'd have to come up with to get released?
So it's a secured appearance bond. You are able to work with a bail bonding company, but that is the amount that you would have to post to be released, right?
Okay.
Okay. Did we just, was that Superior Court or was it?
It was Superior.
Okay. All right. So it was Superior Court, the Pima County Superior Court, which should be reflected in your paperwork. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. So we've got Jacob Glasscock and Verlene Patrick's up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Jacob Glasscock, January 11, 1989.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for two separate cases today. The first one is the new matter that just came in, and this is for 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. The public defender has been appointed to represent you. Your court date at this time is going to be a status conference January 31 with a preliminary hearing February 4, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, you do have a bond. I put a placeholder bond in the amount of $50 here, and I'm putting that in place because you do have a bond in your second case, which is your probation matter. It's here for a Term 1 violation. If you do end up posting bond and you are released from custody, your release terms are going to include the requirement that you contact probation within 24 hours since you are still on probation at this time. Your next case is that probation matter, and again, it's here for the term 1. So in that case, public defender is appointed as well. You have a revocation arraignment hearing February 3rd, and that is going to be at 8:30 a.m., again, at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Your bond in that matter is a $1,500 secured appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding either of these 2 cases that I've just reviewed here?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and have a seat at this time. Looks like your paperwork is ready to go for you. All right, so we have Ms. Patrick Alexandria Sparrow will be up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Verlene Patrick, 9/6/95.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that's been issued, and this is for a petition to revoke filed, looks like not last March, but the March before. So that is alleging a violation of terms 6, 12, 15, 16, 18, and 22. So the public defender has been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing February 3rd at 8:30 at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant's been affirmed. That is a $2,500 secured appearance bond. You are still considered to be on supervised probation, even though you haven't been in compliance for a while. You are still required to contact probation within 72 hours of your release from any facility. If you need their phone number, there is just a generic line for probation that's provided in the paperwork for you. Okay? Any questions about that?
No.
All right, thank you. All right, so we have Ms. Sparrow and Cordarius Novus will be up next. It is Alexandria Sparrow. And if we don't have her ready, we can go ahead and have Mr. Nobles come in so we can do his matter and keep it moving.
That's, okay, that's fine, sir.
No, come on in. You're in.
Good
All
morning.
right, sir. If you could state your full name and date of birth.
Cordarius Nobles, 09/15/1997.
Thank you, sir. So you're here for a warrant issued outside Maricopa County. It's an outside court. That's Apache Junction Municipal Court. So in that matter, they've set an arraignment hearing for you January 29 at 8:30. That would be at the Apache Junction Municipal Court out in Pinal. And in this matter, the bond in their warrant's been affirmed. That's a $750 secured appearance bond. So if you do post bond in our release, you need to make sure you go out there to attend that court date or another warrant could issue. If you're unable to post it, that doesn't mean they need to come and transport you out there in order to attend your court date with them.
So, the last part, can you say it again? You said if I'm unable to?
Yeah, if you're unable to post a bond that's been issued, then you would remain in custody. Pinal needs to come and transport you out there to attend your court date.
Yeah, and you said the next court date for that one is January?
29.
Yeah, because I work over the road, and I knew about it, but I strike jobs. So we have no date to where we can leave. So I told them about it, and basically they was just like, well, if I do that, basically just lose my job, because I get all my stuff sent to my mom's house, so she sent it to me. So it's just like so I was talking to the woman out there, and she told me that Phoenix, they didn't give me the money, cash they took up out of my jacket. It's not with my stuff. So she told me that I would have to do a bail bondsman.
You can do a bail
or whatever.
bonding
But what also kind of bond is this?
It's a secured appearance bond, so you are able to go through a bail bonding company.
So
it's a percentage with security that you hear about, but as far as what they would require, you'd have to talk to them.
Yeah, so if I get my mama to do it or anything?
You can have someone on the outside do it. Yeah, you don't have to do it from inside here. No, you can have someone assist you.
They can send it because she's in Mississippi.
Talk to the bonding companies as far as how they work with that, with someone who's out of state, because I couldn't tell you.
The only reason I asked it is because I'm sorry to cut your time, I know, but I have the money. It's just, I don't know why the police didn't put it with the rest of my things that got here.
I wish I could answer you that. Normally when you have cash coming in with you, they do have it on your books and it would reflect on your paperwork. But I don't see it, but you'd be able to see it through the officers here would be able to see it in your paperwork. If not, if Phoenix retained it for some other purpose, like evidentiary purpose, I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I could speak to that, but I can't.
Other than that, thank you. So you said I would have to call the bail's bonding?
Yeah, call a bail bonding company, find out about that, especially if you're using someone who might be able to assist you from out of state.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, I have the collateral. I guess I have to get in my car. I got to get up out of here today. I go back, travel again tomorrow.
Right.
And this happened, so
all right, and if you do, make sure you show up to that court date so they don't issue another warrant. Otherwise, it just kind of becomes a circular thing where you come right back in, okay?
When is the next one, the 29th?
29th, you got 3 days.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, so we have Sean Olson and Victor Banda will be up next. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we did skip her. We can jump back to her. Hi, ma'am. If you could state your full name and date of birth.
Alexandria Sparrow, 10887.
All right, thank you. So you've got 2 separate cases here today. I'll start with the new matter that just came in. This is for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest, also a Class 6 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set January 31, preliminary hearing February 4, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, you do have a bond in your case. That's a $500 secured appearance bond. Now, you are still on supervised probation, so if you do post these bonds and you are released from custody, you do still need to contact probation within 72 hours. So your next case that you have here is your probation case, and it's now here for a Term 1 violation. In that matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed as well. Revocation arraignment hearing February 3rd at 8:30. That case has a $250 secured appearance bond, so it's $750 for both matters. Okay? Any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, ma'am. Everything should be in your paperwork there. If you want to go and step over to your left, you can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. Okay, now we're to Mr. Olson. Sorry for the mix-up there. And then we've got Victor Banda up after that. Mr. Olson, go ahead and say your full name and date of birth.
Sean Olson, April 23rd, 1981.
All right, thank you, sir. You were here for a bench warrant that was issued, which is for failure to appear. That's in CR 2024-156291. Your new court dates in this matter now are a status conference January 31, preliminary hearing February 4, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, I am going to be affirming the bond in the warrant. That's a $500 secured appearance bond, so that is the amount you'd have to post in order to be released prior to that next court date on January 31. Any questions at this time regarding this matter?
No, that's it.
All right, if you want to go and step over and go ahead and have a seat. Thank you, sir. All right, Victor Banda, and then we've got Heidi Jo Barba up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Victor Carmelo Banda, Jr.,
And your date of birth.
4/13/77.
Thank you, sir. We're here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charge is 1 count of theft, which is a Class 6 felony. And in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. A status conference is currently set January 31 with a preliminary hearing February 4, both at 8:30. Those will both be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, based on a review of your history and specific the concern with respect to the number of organized retail theft priors you do have a bond in this case, which is a $500 secured appearance bond, with the additional order that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, you are not to have contact with any complainant or witness in this matter. You'll get that information here in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding it?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, so we've got Ms. Barba and Jesse Verdugo will be up after that.
Who did we just call?
Ms. Barba, Heidi Jo Barba.
Yes, please.
Yep, that's you. Come on in. All right, ma'am. Go and state your full name and date of birth.
Heidi Jo Barba, 12/22/88.
All right, thank you. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs and 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, both Class 4 felonies, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, 2 counts of assault, Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of shoplifting, also a Class 1 misdemeanor. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this case. Your current court dates are a status conference February 10 with a preliminary hearing February 13, both at 8:30. In this matter, based on a review of your history, I am going to be following the PSA recommendation here. You are being released, but it will be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. Before you go, you'll be receiving some additional information regarding that. That does include their contact information, because you do have to stay checked in with them while on release and otherwise comply with the rest of their terms.
Can you repeat that last part?
You'll have to stay checked in with them. So you're going to get their contact information in your paperwork. There's an envelope that has some instructions in there for you. You just need to make sure you reach out to them when it tells you to. I think it says next business day, so that's going to be tomorrow, Monday. So in this matter, you're also ordered not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to return to the scene of the offense.
Okay.
Any questions regarding that?
No, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
You want to go and step up?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we have Jesse, Verdugo, and
Damn, she was a tiny one.
Maria Barlow will be up after that.
She was tiny.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Jesse Verdugo, 12/28/1987.
All right, so you are here for a new case out of Superior Court, and this is for one count of theft of a means of transportation. That is a Class 3 felony. In that matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. We do have a status conference set on February 10, preliminary hearing February 13, both at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, I am going to be following the PSA recommendation. You are being released subject to the supervision of pretrial services. So again, you will receive some additional information regarding that process. It'll be included in the paperwork you receive. You do need to stay checked in with pretrial services while on release.
Okay.
You're also ordered that you are not to return to the scene of the offense. You are not to have any contact whatsoever with the alleged victim or any complainant or witness in this matter. And I will caution you that a violation of a no victim contact order and a criminal release order could constitute aggravated harassment. That's a Class 6 felony. If you come in here on a new felony offense while being on felony release, it would be non-bailable at that point. All right, any questions?
No.
All right, go ahead and step over. All right, so we have,
Oompa
looks
loompa.
like Mr. Barlow. Kevin Gutierrez will be up after that.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Jamari Barlow, 07/27/2003.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of discharging a firearm within city limits, which is a Class 6 felony. In this matter, the Legal Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. Your court dates are a status conference February 10 with a preliminary hearing February 13, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, you are being released today, but it will be subject to the supervision of pretrial services, so you'll be receiving their information included in your paperwork. It's going to include their contact information because you do have to stay checked in with them while on release. They'll give you any further instructions that you need. So you're also going to be ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any complainant, witness, or co-defendant involved in this matter. You are also ordered not to possess any weapons. So that would mean on your person, in your vehicle, in your residence. They can't be anywhere that you have that access, okay? Any questions regarding that?
For the scene that did happen, I did research, and it said that for you to go shooting, you have to be in a public area and 500 feet away from residency or roads and stuff. Is that true? Because we looked at
No, it doesn't sound like you have a total understanding of the statute, but you can certainly speak with the attorney that's been appointed to represent you in order to discuss that.
Perfect.
Okay? All right, thank you. All right, so we have Kevin Gutierrez and then Dylan Wilson is going to be up next.